Yo, people, you telling me back again for another Red Talk? Flawless. What's good, my bro?
What you saying, family? You blessing everything, yeah? Everything good on
I'm
your
good,
side?
I'm good, I'm good, you know. Do you know what I mean? What you
Blessing.
saying?
Yeah, man, all good, fam, over here. Just enjoying the Tillerman signing and everything like that. So yeah, out the blue, love that. So yeah, seeing where we head from there.
No, 100%. I see you weren't one of the people crashing out on the signing anyway. You know them ones there, so
I don't
you
get
know what I
it.
mean?
I don't get the crashing out about it. Like I'm lost. I understand people wanting more additions, but we know we needed more in our midfield. Like that wasn't a surprise, but
Yeah,
I don't
but
see how
people wanted
Tillerman's
more
is a bad
additions,
signing.
yeah.
Go.
Like, how many teams have signed more players than us?
Yeah, facts. No, I hear you on that, and I
Like people
understand
talking
though.
like the
Bro.
window's closed already, flawless, bro. That's the most
Yeah,
annoying thing for me.
yeah,
Why am I talking like the window's closed?
because people want to crash out, man. That's why, man. That's one thing I've realized about not just Manchester United fans, but football fans in general. People just want to complain, even
Mm.
when we do good deals, because especially after the Mateus Fernandez situation, and people made out there was no, like he was the only midfielder on the planet. That's what people made out, and I think he's a good player. And I said this, and I wanted him at Manchester United, just not at that price and at that wage. And now we go and do a good deal for Tillemans, and people still want to find room to complain. What is there to complain about? 35 million for for a player of his caliber is a steal.
Brother, the thing is, yeah, in this current market, we've got £100 million player in this market, yeah, for £35 million.
Yeah, it's 35 million. I couldn't believe it.
That's
I
the
couldn't believe
reality.
it. 35 million.
And when I say a
Yeah.
£100 million player, yeah, bro, you're paying £100 million for players with less ability than Yuri Tielemans, bro.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course, of course. And when you
Way
look
less
at what he
ability.
brings and the level he's been at, yeah, 100%.
Brother, City paid 116 million for Anderson. Like, bro, Yuri Tielemans has been doing his thing in the Premier League for 3 or 4 years consecutively. Anderson ain't got a body of work like Yuri Tielemans, bro. He cost 116 million. Sandro Tonali went for 100 million. Do you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So it's one
Fernandez
of the
was
things. And
85.
Fernandez went for 85 million. And
Yeah,
Fernandez is not better than Yuri Tielemans in anyone's wildest dreams, bro. Like, he
no.
don't have the body of work. So people talking about age don't mean anything, because when you sign a footballer, yeah, you sign them because you need them to help you right now, blood. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Age,
You need to
age
help you
is a
right now.
bonus. Yeah, because we
Yeah.
need players for right now. Because if we just went and signed a whole heap of youngsters, people will be like, all right, so what about now? So we signed someone who's 29, and let's say we have him, let's say for argument's sake, worst case scenario, we have him for 3 years. That's
Mm-hmm.
still great business. If we
Oh,
get
amazing
3 good
business.
years, if we get 3 good years out of him, which I think we'll get more because of the way he plays, but let's say it's 3 years for 35 million. Okay, job well done. We need multiple midfielders. This was spoken about. I've said it, you
Mm-hmm.
said it, others have said it. Before the window opened, we needed 3 midfielders. We needed 3 different profiles. We've got 2 of the 3 with Santos and Tillemans. Now you go and get the athletic powerhouse that is needed to go play alongside Ameno or Tillemans to get the best out of him. But yeah, all right, man.
But even the athletic
Sorry, bro.
powerhouse thing, yeah, like
That's
even
funny.
the athletic powerhouse thing, yeah. You know
Go,
what kills me, yeah, about modern
go.
football is that in modern football, people seem to think, yeah, that there's one way to play, bro. Do you know what I mean? And this is why, yeah, this is why I get annoyed, because even this notion, yeah, that we need an athletic powerhouse, yeah. Who's the athletic powerhouse that plays next to Rodri for Spain?
Yeah, that's true.
Who
It's
is
not a
that?
need, yeah. That's more so a preference and also what the club have briefed and what Ornstein has said and
Yeah,
stuff like
but
that. So, like you said, it's
I
ways
don't
to
know if
play.
the club have briefed that, bro. I don't know what the club. I don't know. None of us know. We wasn't linked with Yuri Tielemans. We
No, he
wasn't
wasn't.
linked with Santos.
No.
Like, we don't know. Well, we're starting to understand now the kind of football that Michael Carrick wants to play, because he's brought in 2 technicians.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the most left field thing if Michael Carrick says, yeah, for example, just
Go
like the Spanish team, yeah, we're gonna defend by controlling the
keeping the
game and
ball,
having the football. Do you know what I'm
which
saying?
is a possibility. Again, it turns
That's what
down
Man
into
City did.
preference.
That's what
Yeah,
Man
yeah,
City
yeah.
have done forever. Man City
Yeah.
haven't said we need a Carlos Baleba, we need a whatever. We defend by keeping the football, blood. That's how Man City defend. Because when you look at City's midfield, you've seen them put Bernardo in there, and yes, Bernardo runs around, but so does Bruno.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. No, I get that. I fully get that. Again, it's a preference thing, and this is what it
A
ties
hundred
into
percent.
in
But you
regards
know
to
what it
what
is?
you like. Go on.
I'm just highlighting the fact
Go on.
that the fan base have created a narrative that the profile of player that we need, yeah, is a Belabor. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm trying to highlight. I'm just trying to highlight the fact that that is the narrative that we've all kind of created in our own heads. And then if the club decide they're not going in that direction and they decide they want a Sanderberg instead, all of a sudden these men are going to crash out and say they got the wrong player. But you don't know what they want to do though.
But they've made it, if let's say they get a Sanderberg, they've made it clear what they want to do. Go and get quality.
But if it's not what these men want, they're going to cry anyway. Do you get what I'm saying, Flo?
They're going to cry regardless. If we get Manu KONE, it'd be like, why didn't we get Chouameni?
Right.
That's what it will be like. They're going like 110%. That's one thing I've realized, because I don't see the cons to the Tillemans deal. That's where
there are no cons.
I thought universally we'd all go, hey, you know what? Well played, Manchester United. Fantastic deal. Because if he would have went to Brighton or Newcastle or Palace for that money, Manchester United fans would have been like, why did we let him go there? Or if he would have went City, or if he would have went Arsenal for that fee. So the fact that we've done great business in regards to the signing of the player and the caliber, people have complaints with it. Again, like you said, you make valid points there in regards to we're unsure 100% what Manchester United want to do. And that's a preference thing. Like I said, I think to get the very, very best out of a Mano, outside of a Belieber, I mean, a Tillemans and a Mano, you go and get a KONE, you go and get a Belieber.
I think personally, KONE would be incredible just because he's everything in it. Like he can play in the first phase, he can win the ball back, he can cover ground, he can carry the ball, he can do all these things, and he's technically better than Belabor for me. Do you know what I mean? Like on the ball, he's like the happy medium between Scott and Belabor. You know what I'm saying? Because he can cover more ground than Alex Scott, but he's better on the ball than Belabor. Do you get what I'm saying? So he's kind of like he's good on the ball like Alex Scott. He's not as good as Alex Scott on the ball, but he's better than Belabor on the ball, but he's better than Alex Scott athletically. You know the ones. I feel like he's kind of like a happy medium of both kind of players. Do you know what I'm saying? So that would be amazing for me personally. But if they decided that they were gonna go and get a Sanderberg, for example, or a player that, because Sanderberg, in terms of the positions he picks up on the pitch, they're very similar to Chouameni because
they both play that 6 role.
Like they play the 6 role. They sit. They don't really get in front of the ball. Like a lot of the time, you have to recover because you're out of position, bro. That's the truth. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you have to recover. Man, I'm talking about ball recoveries and running back and be able to cover ground. Well, there's less ground to cover if you don't fucking get ahead of the ball. Do you know what I mean?
And that's one thing. And that's one thing the more traditional 6 does, whether it is a Chouameni, a Sanderberg, the list goes on type of thing. So it turns down into preference. Like I said, KONE fits because I'm thinking about getting the best out of Mano. That's my MO. What are Mano's deficiencies? What are his weaknesses in his game? Go and get someone who does what he doesn't do well and then mix them two together. I think that's the perfect blend. And I would go and do that. I would be concerned if we didn't go and get an athletic player, even if our MO was to keep the ball and it wasn't like, that's just me. I always prefer having athleticism in this team because I'm not trying to see us get mowed over and ran down. That's where I'm at with it. But if United go else, I keep saying this, quality. They don't have to go and get exactly what I want to get. Like bringing quality. I have my opinions on it. I have my preferences on it. Yes. And I think to get the best out of a Mano and the best out of a Tillemans is a prime example. The best we've seen of him is when he was next to Ndidi at Leicester and when he was next to Onana and Kamara.
But again, Ndidi is a screener though. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you're not seeing Ndidi run forward and slapping screamers and that. And like,
that's why I've been saying, Rants, if we go get an Ndidi profile, I'm cool with that. I've been saying this is of course I want the player to be quality, but bring me the profile. I think they've got 2 out of the 3. If you go, let's say it was prime Ndidi in his mid-20s and we went and got him, I go, that makes sense. I think you get the best out of Tillemans and the best out of Mano. That doesn't mean there isn't certain games that Tillemans and Mano can play alongside each other, of course.
Yeah, against low blocks, the lesser teams, like they can definitely play side by side.
We play in Ipswich at home on the second. That's our first home game. If we line up with Mano and Tillemans or away at Hull City, I go, fairs. Now away at the Burnabout, do I want to line up with Tillemans and Mano?
Absolutely not.
No, I don't want to part the Prince. No, hence why I want an athletic powerhouse next to them, bring in some more for those games. I just want to have horses for courses. So when we line up in certain games, we go, all right, we've got something for this. I want us to cover all grounds as possible because there might be times where he decides to play all 3. Maybe it is let's say it's a KONE and then it's a Mano and then he puts Santos in there, for example. I just want to have the options. That's where I'm at with it.
100%. So it just depends. Like the one thing that people are not speaking about enough is that it looks like he's building a squad to control games. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is what made me the most excited about this Yuri Tielemans signing, because this guy is the dictionary definition of a technician, bro. Because he's a decent athlete. Don't get me wrong. People look at him and they think he's not athletic, but if you see how strong Yuri Tielemans is on the ball and the way he uses his body to protect the ball and shield the ball and the way he keeps the ball, he's underrated in terms of his athleticism, but he don't rely on athleticism. He's got a cheeky half a yard to get past people, but he's a proper technician. So when you bring him in, and then when you look at Santos as well and his technical qualities, this is a team that's going to control the ball. This is not going to be a team that's playing grenade ball anymore. This is going to be a team that can get their foot on the ball and play out of the back in the first phases. And remember, guys, during the watch-alongs, I was pointing out to you towards the end of last season, once Champions League was pretty much certified, our goalkeeper stopped kicking the ball out. He stopped kicking the ball out and he was passing it out, and we were trying to play through the lines, and that was something that we started doing after we kind of got Champions League secured. So I think Michael Carrick's always kind of, once he got over the line, he was always looking to kind of change up the football a little bit.
And that's what it's supposed to be. Because I want the ability to have both. I don't want this to be easy to play against. If teams know Manchester United 100% of the time are going to play out from the back, you know what they're going to do? Press. And they're going to make it as difficult for them. So I want the ability to where we go, you know what? Sesko's 6'5", kick the ball long to him, Lemons, and then it turns teams around again. The horses for courses, different ways to approach games. And that's why I like Tielemans. Tielemans is, when I say keep talking about the profile, this is why I was like, I would love a Wharton type. Tielemans does that. Someone who's a controller, a tempo setter, and progresses the ball from deep. That was needed. That was definitely needed. And against certain teams, you can play Tielemans alongside Ameno. Other games, I don't think you can. I think Santos is a mix. I think technically he's good. I also think he has the more mobility than those two as well, and he can cover ground and he's defensively sound. And then you go get someone who's better than Santos, because then you have that quartet of Santos, Tielemans, Meno, and the other to go, and you can approach games however you want to approach games, and we're doing it at the right price. Manchester United have decided on a way that they want to approach transfers, and I'm cool with that. 85 million for those two combined is very, very good business. Very, very good business. And we move from there. But yes, go and get the athletic six to go and get the best out of our technical ballers. And even the Santos, we might go with Santos and a KONE, for example, in certain games. There might be certain games.
100%. Certain games will call for that.
With those two. Yeah,
certain games will call for that. When you want someone a bit more technical, defensively reliable than Kobe, because we think it's going to be difficult, man could go for them. Or it could be a Tielemans and a KONE, for example, if it's a KONE. Do you know what I mean? But it could easily be a complete different profile. It could easily be a sitting number 6 profile.
They might do. They might decide to go with the 6, but go get someone who's I'd prefer the defensive prowess to be more athletic, but go get someone with defensive prowess. Go and get someone to get the best out of the attacking midfielders we have. Well, actually, let me scratch that. The more attacking-minded pivot players we have in Meno and Tielemans. We've seen Tielemans at his best. We've seen Meno at his... Actually, I don't think we see Meno at his best. We've seen Tielemans at his best, though. And I think we see a better Meno getting into the final third with a more defensive-minded player next to him in certain games. So I'm with it.
No, I hear it. And this comment here, but this is exactly what I'm saying. Man said that... I'm not crashing out, but I was disappointed because Wharton was your number 1. Exactly. And this is my point. This is what I'm saying to the fan base. A lot of the emotional responses we're seeing for the fan base is because they're telling themselves things that they're telling themselves stories, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they're building up hope when the truth is the club never told us they were doing any of these things, bro. Like, because we're online and we always find out things last, bro. And a lot of the time when things are briefed, we don't know why they're briefed. Do you get what I'm saying? We don't know if they're briefed to deliberately lead us off the scent, or if they're briefed because these things are actually happening. Like, we don't know. Because we saw with the Sandro Tonali thing, for example, there was briefings that Man United were interested, Arsenal were interested. In the end, Tottenham were the only team that put money down. My bet is that no one else wanted him. And his agent probably used these other teams to try drive the price up and try to get something done, bro. Do you know what I'm
And
saying?
it's
like that.
Yeah, and even on top of that, Rants as well, it's a high chance that he was on our list. We was looking at multiple midfielders. Tonali could have been 4, could have been 5, could have been 6. He could just been on the list of targets. But you don't always go in and try and sign said target. He's on the list. Same way there was other midfielders who are probably on the list. Same way with the left winger situation, there's probably left wingers on the list, like the Somerville thing. Do I think
there's probably loads on the list that we haven't even heard, because we've only heard Somerville, really. Somerville's been the loudest one, which makes me think that he's not the target.
Yeah, they the only two that we've been linked with anything, but there's probably 3 or 4 other left wingers we're looking at as well. So I like how we're approaching it. I've said this, don't go overpay. And that's what I like about this Tielemans deal, is that it just debunked so many myths and so many conversations. Hence why so many people have been quiet. So many people in my chat have been quiet.
Because people were saying, we're not going to sign over 25s and all that. That's gone out the window as well, because man had just signed a 29-year-old out of nowhere, boom. And man had just
it makes sense.
It made too much sense to sign
it. Made sense, which goes to show that, yes, they have an idea of what they want to do, and they have an idea of what they do, and there's marks and things of that nature, but they decided not to. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
and they decided to break that. Go on.
Yeah, and if you listen to Barada's interview, at the end of the season, he was talking about being flexible. Do you know what I'm saying? In the transfer market, he was saying there might be opportunities that come up, and they weren't there at the start of the window. So you have to be flexible, you have to be agile, you have to be capable of reacting. And I believe that's what we did with the Santos deal. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I believe we got wind that Santos could be available. He's someone that we were chasing, and straight away he became the priority over Edison, and that's why the Edison deal didn't go through. Obviously, I still believe that there were concerns about Edison. However, if they really wanted him, that they could have still taken him, bro, because we signed Rasmus Højlund injured. People get through medicals all the time here with injuries, bro. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of them ones where United weren't prepared to take a risk on a player that they thought that they had the ability to get a better one.
And that's it. Like, we moved. We probably didn't think Santos would be available at that price. So we was all in on Edison, seeing Santos was available, and probably thought, hey, it might be 60, 70, 85 million or something like that. And then all of a sudden it's like, it's 50 million. All right, so let's move on from this Edison deal. Let's go get Santos. Tielemans, out of the blue, out of nowhere, had a 35 million pound release clause that nobody knew about. And United probably couldn't believe their luck. What? 35 million? All right, so go get Tielemans. Tielemans probably wasn't top of the list at the summer. But again, like you said, it's about being flexible. It's about pivoting. It's like moving on when you miss tactics as well. And to M3, yes, I think we'll address this, though. That's the thing, is I think the next 6 we sign will address this. I think we will add more pace to the midfield.
Yeah, but even so, bro, like, again, like, it's the FIFA generation, bro. Like, since when do you need pace in midfield? Like, you know,
when I say pace, I'm talking athleticism.
No, but this is what these men are talking about. Like, again, being able to defend, and having structure in midfield is not about the speed of getting there. It's about the intelligence. It's about anticipation. It's about positioning. It's about cutting off passing lanes and being able to win it, because we had a pivot of Carrick and Scholes. Where was the pace, bro?
Yeah, that's true.
Now, where was the pace?
There's different ways to skin a cat. It just adds. Like I said, if we had Carrick and Scholes level midfielders, I'd have no complaints, because them two were ridiculous levels. They two are the best midfielders we've ever seen. So in regards to that anticipation, like you mentioned, and defensive recovery and reading the game, having someone with all that and has the raw athleticism as well always works. I'm not against the Sandenberg. This is my preference. I'm letting you lot know. This is why
I like a Sandenberg, but I also like Scott. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's one of them ones. I like Belabor, but when I'm seeing the technicians that we've got in the team now, I just love another one. You know them one. I would just love another one.
It's your preference type
because
of thing.
That's my preference. Like, I would like to see Alex Scott, drop in and receive the ball on a half turn and just step past 2 players and just carry us up the pitch, and then play a 30-yard slide rule pass into the channel. Like, I would love that. Do you know what I'm saying? I would much rather that. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that's just what I prefer. So as much as it would be nice to have a player like Belabor as an option, and that, I feel like we can go a bit more towards the footballing side. Do you know what I'm saying? And get someone that adds physicality, adds a bit of tenacity, but also can still play as well. Like, and it's not to say that Belabor can't play.
KONE. You looking at the KONE?
That's why I think KONE is a perfect balance, because he's a footballer first,
Kone's
but
the
he's
one.
also
I get you.
athletic. Whereas when I look at Baleba, I don't see Baleba as a footballer first. I see him as an athlete first
he's
and
an
a
athlete
footballer
first.
second.
Hence why I'm cool with either of them, and that's my preference on it. Because like I said, I think you get the best out of, I keep saying, out of a Tillemans and a Maino next to a KONE, next to a Belieber. Doesn't mean we can't be successful if it's a Scott, for example. Doesn't mean we can't be successful if it's a Mateus Fernandez type preference. You know what I'm saying? I like the signing of a KONE or Belieber, because I think not only does it, I think not so much them as an individual, but I just think it ups the level of whoever they're next to, because it gets Maino forward more. Because Maino needs to be getting into the final third more, in my opinion, and he's not been able to because of the way we've been set up, which is not his fault, by the way, because we've just had a lack of quality in there, and it's just been him and Cass. But I think you put a KONE in there, and that just frees up Maino, and I think we got someone who can create and score goals, as we've seen. We've only seen it in parts, though. I want him consistently getting into the final third, because that's the way I think he's at his best as well. But yeah, KONE, definitely. I think the price would be right for him as well, because he'd probably be cheaper than a Belieber. So bring me that. Bring me someone who can play and someone who can cover ground and win the ball back and is intelligent and interceptions and all that. But like we're talking here, preference. It's depending on what Manchester United's preference is. That's just my preference. I've been saying this. Bring me someone, straight raw athleticism in there.
I hear that, and it's valid. You know, the ones there, because there's so many different ways that you could balance that midfield out.
Exactly.
There's so many different ways you could balance that midfield out. It depends on ultimately what your philosophy is on and off the ball, depending on what profile you get. Like this Belieber can play, but yeah, he can play. But being able to play, is a spectrum. You know them ones. It's not you can play and you can't play. It's you can play, but you can't play as well as this guy. You see what I'm saying?
There's better players than him. And
this is what it is. There's better footballers. Like depending on the job you want them to do, maybe you don't necessarily want a footballer. Maybe for this job you want someone that's an athlete rather than a footballer. It just depends on what kind of football you want to play. There's so many different ways to win. There's so many different ways to control the game. There's so many different ways to keep clean sheets. Do you know what I'm saying? Like we've seen Spain keep clean sheets by
just keeping
the ball and pressing very high and winning the ball back quickly. They're not sitting in a low block like most of the teams in the tournament and fighting for their life to not concede goals. They're defending in the other team's half for the majority of every single game. That's how they've defended, and they've conceded the least amount of goals, and they don't have a team full of flipping ridiculous athletic
they don't have
players.
No athletes. Hence why I think they'll get rolled over today against France, but that's a whole different conversation. But to your point, I think France just run them down. When people have been saying to me, "Oh, why don't you rate?" I'm like, I think France just run them over. I think France can match their technical ability, and then they have your Kone's, Tchouaméni's, friggin' that front four is scary. That they have whatever front four they put out as well is ridiculous. And then you got Saliba and Upamecano backing that up at centre back as well. But there is different ways. But I just like the fact that we're adding talent, we're adding quality. That's where I'm at with it. And Tillemans,
the floor and the ceiling has been raised.
Yes, absolutely. Because if someone would have told me with the sign Tillemans, you could have given me 100 guesses about a midfielder we're going to sign, and I would have never guessed Tillemans.
I would have never even said to sign Yuri Tillemans, because for me, he wasn't available. Like in my head, like Villa are not selling their best player. Like,
look what they're asking for Rodgers. That tells you all you need to know.
But there you go. Man said to me, Rants, Rodgers. Rodgers, like, and then I think someone brought up Kamara or something like that. Kamara's injured anyway.
Kamara's injured. I'm a big fan of Kamara. Shame about the injuries. I think he's quality.
But this is what I'm saying. But I'm like, brother, that man don't want nothing from Aston Villa. Do you know what I'm saying? Man, but Yuri Tillemans. Is man okay?
5 million, no. That's what it is, right? That's the thing that baffles me.
If a man told me, that Rants, you could get Yuri Tillemans, even if it's for 50 million, I'm saying pay the 50.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
I hear you, and I fully agree with that. But if someone would have told me that we could have got Yuri Tillemans for 50 million, I would have told him stay off the drugs. I'd have said no chance. That sounds like a crazy super chat.
Bro, didn't they just win a cup or something like that as well?
They did. But they got PSR problems. That's why it's available at that price. There's PSR issues and stuff like that. Yeah, but even
still, they just won a European Cup. This bro's just captained this country to a quarterfinals in the World Cup. And you're going to tell me that man can have this guy for 35 million?
Especially when you look at the prices that players are going for. Mateus Fernandez was 50 more million than him. There's 50 more million in him. Anderson
but
was
after being relegated as well.
yeah. Anderson was what, like what the 80 more million in him or whatever crazy fee it is. Like, what are we doing out here?
Mental. But man were telling
so,
us that we should have paid the 116 for Anderson though.
Because they were the only players available, and this is what I kept reiterating and kept repeating consistently. Good midfielders, yes, but they're not the only midfielders out there. People are like, oh, the good midfielders are gone. No, they're not.
No, they're not,
you're not
bro.
looking at,
and there's man,
looking at enough.
And there's two men available that we just copped that nobody knew were available.
Nobody knew, because there's, and that's where I'm at with this other midfielder. That's where I'm at with the fullback. If we get one, a centre back, an attacking player, whether that's a left winger or a centre forward.
Man are shopping in the Prem, and man are shopping at some of the top teams in the Premier League, which is mental. You know what I mean? Shopping at Villa and Chelsea is mad. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that man seeing. Obviously, they're tentative. Like, man seeing Jed Spence is available. If Jed Spence is available, I'll take him.
What are you saying? Price point for Jed Spence?
Cheap as well.
Are you saying cheap? Is he saying cheap for Jed Spence?
More or less than that, bro. I'm seeing Jed Spence.
Yeah, he's better than that.
I'm going abroad than that.
I ain't gonna lie. I take him as a backup. He's better.
Brother, the guy can play left back and right back.
I take him as a backup. If he's available, I take him as a backup, and he hits the English quota as well. I definitely take Jed Spence as a backup. You know, at the right price, yes. Not as a first teamer week in, week out, but someone who can play left back and right back and shut teams down.
I think he's good enough. I think he's good enough, bro. Like, I genuinely think he's good enough.
We see it for England. Why Tuchel taught Brighton? You see it.
Yeah, I'd take Jed Spence.
Especially with fullback problems. Go on, bro.
Trust me, Walcott said Yuri has consistently been one of the most outstanding midfielders in the Prem throughout the past 7 years. He has all the technical qualities as well. Man said the ambition and the mentality to thrive at United. Ambition and mentality is important. Because certain man went Spurs on that. Do you know what I mean? For 85 million. You know what I mean? With no European football off the back of getting relegated. Man's never played in the champs. At least Tonali's played in the champs with his last 2 clubs. So he can go for the money shamelessly. You know them.
Because he's experienced. And that's what I like about Tielemans. He's played, won the Europa League, been in the last stages of the Champions League, been in the World Cup, Premier Leagues, etc. Like, so he's not going to be phased by it whatsoever. And he's a good player. That's what it is. And that price is not, you don't have to start him week in, week out either, which is also a great option to have. We're playing in 4 competitions. I don't see the downside to it. I think it's brilliant business. And I commend Manchester United for doing that and going to get him for 35 million. That's what's still
brilliant. And look at this. Man's talking about composure, creativity, leadership. Look at the words that man's using. And he adds all of those things. And then he talks about influence and experience. Because these things are important, both on the pitch and within the dressing room. So the experience and the leadership that we lost with Casemiro, at least we've replaced a little bit of that. Because you need personalities, bro. When Man United were winning, we always had personalities, bro. We always had personalities.
And he's someone, like I said, who adds all that. He's not going to be phased at 29. And that's why I don't worry about the age, because his game doesn't rely on his physicality. So even when people say, oh, he's slow or he's going to slow down, you don't lose your first touch. You don't lose your IQ. Progressing of the ball. Because that's one thing that that drove me crazy watching Manchester United last season, was our inability to progress the ball. And I think we get more out of Bruno out of that, more out of Maino, more out of our wingers and our strikers, because we're getting the ball into the final third with better quality and quicker, and we're turning around teams, because he can do that 100%. Without doubt.
Yuri adds so many things to this team, so many things to this team, because he adds the ability to pick up the ball off the back and be a deep line playmaker. Do you know what I'm saying? He's kind of the guy that kind of sews everything together. The defense and midfield, we haven't really had a player to really tie them together the way that he does. He's a set piece taker as well. He can take free kicks, he can take corners, and he scores long shots as well. Man can bang shots, bro. Like, man can get goals. He can get goals, he can get assists, he can dictate, he can help in transition. He's the one player in the team now that can pick up the ball off the centre backs, and if Sesko makes a run, he can drop it over the top to him. Do you know what I'm saying?
We have runners. That's one thing we have in abundance in our final third is runners, and I think in Europe we'll see a major difference with him, where the game's a little bit slower, pitches are bigger, and there's more space, and him progressing the ball. Hence why I was saying about a Wharton profile, someone who can progress the ball, and we went and signed Tielemans, which I did not expect whatsoever. And I think that helps us so much. I think it helps us so much. And yes, the Magnetics, he is a starter over Shaw, but so many are starters over Shaw. Like we need a fullback.
Jed Spence, even
We need a
at left back, I'd start him over Luke Shaw as a right footer, bro.
Because I know what you're gonna give me there. Like, because Shaw is just average at everything. He's kind of just average defensively, pretty much non-existent going forward. Whereas at least I can say with Spence, all right, you'll overlap. All right, defensively, you'll lock down your winger. You can give me that. That's what I'd say.
Oh, yeah, that's one thing, innit? Like, he's the new Wan-Bissaka, innit? In that sense.
Yeah.
It's like in the 1v1s, it's a lockdown thing.
Lockdown. He's lockdown, like that's what that is. Lockdown shoot program. Where's the Denzel Washington in training day? Like that's what that is. 110%. So like, if he was available, I'd say I'd still want someone else who gives us more going forward. But we'll have a look. Oh yeah, man, they're talking about Juve. Yeah, go on, fam.
Hey, the Juve thing, big up for the super chat, my brother. I don't agree with the Juve thing, you know. I think I just think he's too young for what we need. I think if we're gonna buy a left back, we need to buy someone about 24. You know what I mean? 23, 24 years old, in my opinion. I think that signing, isn't he? How young is this guy? Isn't he a teenager, 19 or something?
Is Juve that young for real? Let me see.
Yeah. Oh no. Someone's saying he's 21. Someone said he's saying he's 21. I thought he was younger than 21, but either way,
21. He's 21.
I think he's too inexperienced. Do you know what I mean? It's not like he's 21 like Luke Shaw 21, where Luke Shaw was playing for Southampton at 16 and that. Like for me, it's a no from me personally, innit? Like I don't think so, bro. I think the right age to get is between about 23 and 26 years old.
I hear that. The left back to me to go get is on that sinking ship down on Tyneside. Just go get Lewis Hall. He's selling everybody. Like go get Lewis Hall. You just mentioned about 21-year-olds with experience. He's that. He fits the bill. Go inside. Bruno G looks like he's leaving. They've sold Tonali. Everyone seems like Eddie Howe, the issues is going on there. Like, yo, go and get Lewis Hall. They already sold Isak last summer as well. Like, Gordon's gone to Barcelona. Go and get Lewis Hall. I don't understand why maybe we are all over it, or maybe we're looking at someone else. To me, he's the perfect fit for what we have going on. Go get Lewis Hall for me. 110%. I'd go slap down a £60 million bid and see what happens. Test the bid.
See, man saying get Hall, pay the money, but bro,
test the bid.
What is the money though? You know the one, because Arsenal want Bruno G. They're gonna have to pay at least 70 million for Bruno G. There's no two ways, because Tonali is getting 100 mil, and Hall is 21, but Hall is 21 here with 10 years experience. You know the ones, and remember what I said? I said he's not a Luke Shaw 21 that's been playing since 16. I remember Hall when he was playing for Chelsea.
Go get him. To me, I think it's obvious. I think we test, like I said, that's why you test the waters and find out. You put down a £60 million bid and then see what they're saying. I don't know, maybe throwing a Mount in there or a Harry Amas or something, throwing the player to sweeten the deal or something like that. Newcastle is clearly a sinking ship currently right now. Clearly players are unhappy. When you are selling all of your best players, something is going wrong. Go get him.
Bro, there's even been links with like Lewis Skelly and stuff like that. And the thing is,
I'm mad at Lewis Skelly. I like Lewis Skelly.
If we slap down 40 million, now we could get him.
I would take Lewis Skelly. I'm a fan.
I'll take him for 40 M's, bro. I'll take him for 40 M's to add to Blackchester United. I would.
Blackchester United.
I would. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, I've been saying that Lewis Skelly because he can play left back.
If they are going to bring in Bruno G anyway, then it's like, bro, he's not going to get midfield time.
Yeah, he'll get fullback. It's fullback time.
So it's fullback time, and even fullback time, you're not getting the fullback time because you've got Nketiah there, and you've got Have they sold Calafiori yet? They haven't. There was rumors of him going to Real Madrid, but he's still there.
Yeah, so, I think Calafiori stays still. So you got Calafiori and I would say
I'll give you 40 million for Lewis Skelly.
I'd take Lewis Skelly. I don't think it happens. I don't think he's available, but I would. If he was, I would take Lewis Skelly. Because we talk about like mentality and composure, and he has that in abundance. I'm a big fan of him. I'm a big fan.
I'm saying. So I would take Lewis Skelly for 40 M's. Do you know what I'm saying? I would. And I think Arsenal would take 40 million. Arsenal don't sell well. Man can say, oh, you're not getting him for 40 million. Arsenal do not sell well. What's the last player they got money for?
Because I think Arsenal want to keep him, but I think it's hard.
I don't think they want to keep him like that, bro. I think you can test their resolve with cash. They don't sell well.
Yeah, they don't sell well. I think it's more so Arteta not playing him. That's what it is. I think Arsenal would be much more reluctant than Arteta. Because I think Arteta is the one I look at and I go, he don't get game, which is crazy to me. When you look at their midfield problems they had, the fact that he didn't get minutes till later on in the season is crazy. And when he started getting minutes late on, he actually played well in midfield. Can't tell me he's not better than Norgard. He can't do a job that Zubomendi can do. Can't tell
But
me he's not better fit for
Norgard
Rice.
might be leaving. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just one of these ones, bro. Do you know what I mean? You're saying you actually want Lewis Skelly, but he's barely played for you lot. So you can say that you want him, but the facts are, yeah, he don't play, bruv. So, and you don't sell well. Like, no one can convince me, yeah, brother. The fact that Oxlade-Chamberlain's your record sale, yeah, and we're in 2026. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't even know if Oxlade-Chamberlain plays football anymore.
Yeah. Let me see the record. Yeah, but that's crazy.
Do you know what I mean? I ain't even trying to
disrespect
disrespect Alex, bro. But I don't even think he plays football no more. I could be wrong though. He could still be playing.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's Oxlade-Chamberlain, Nicholas Anelka, Alexis Sanchez, Cesc Fabregas, Smith Rowe. That's their top 5 sales.
There you go. So I ain't even trying to take the piss out of the youth like that. Oh, see, he's at Celtic. That's why I didn't want man to. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Man, I don't even want to take the piss. But he's their record sale, and that tells you everything you need to know. So with that in mind, yeah, it's like I'm saying, man could test their resolve. They don't need to accept it. They don't need to. But I'm saying, yeah, it's not a bad option.
Try. You try. You give it a go and see what happens.
He's young. He's English. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's one of them ones where for sure his best years are ahead of him. And as much as man say he's a midfielder, yeah, so was Lewis Hall.
That's a valid point. And I would either or. That's why I'd go and test the resolve on both of them and see what happens. Just see. Yeah. It might be a Santos situation where the player turns out to be cheaper than you expected, especially with Newcastle and everything that's going on.
Agreed.
Especially. Yeah, and this is not a surprise.
And they're probably gonna have to overpay for
Bruno G.
For Bruno G. So like a little bit of extra money could come in handy, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Man says 70 million. That absolutely, Man United ain't spending 70 million on a left back. Do you know what I mean? But I rate the banter though. Do you know what I'm saying? But absolutely not gonna happen.
60 M's in a player, man. Let's throw in a player. I'm sure we can throw in an Amas or a Mount or
brother, we'll give you Rashford on loan, yeah? Do you know what I'm saying?
That's a shot.
We'll give you Rashford on loan and 25 million for the year.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? You took Barcelona took your winger, and then you took the Barcelona winger that they had. That makes sense.
Hey, Barada, bro, bro, listen, forget Hargreaves, bro. They need me to make me chief negotiator. We can run that.
Yeah, that's a shout. That I didn't even think of Rashford. That's a good idea still. I think Eddie Howe would take him. And I think he'd go Newcastle as well.
Nah, bro, you know what's mad, yeah?
Well,
but Dave said that United are open to taking 35 for Mason Mount as well. Apparently his book value is only 25 million.
Hey, any money we get for him, phenomenal business. If we get 35 million, 30 million, 25 million, 20 million for Mason Mount, that is a fantastic business. If we do that, that's up there with the Garnacho deal to Chelsea. That's what that is. We're probably about to get more money from if he leaves Chelsea as well. So if we can sell Mason Mount, brilliant. Because he's a non-factor. He was a non-factor last season, and we only had 2 midfielders in Maino and Casemiro. But now you've got Maino, you've got Tielemans, you've got Santos, and another.
I think slightly we're trying to move him on, you know, but on a slide thing, you know, because we don't want to devalue him. Do you know what I mean? But I think that we're open to letting him go just because of the salary.
Yeah, and he's the number 7, and he don't play. Like, how far? So we saying what? He's 5th from a central midfield standpoint. If you're saying 10s, you've got Bruno, you got Tielemans can play in the 10, Xerxes can play in the 10, KONE can play in the 10. So you're like 5th for number 10s. Left wingers, we have a whole heap of them who can play over that side. Right wingers, you have a whole heap of them who can play that side. Where do you play? Do you know what game time?
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
You know what game time?
Like we'll have 4 for the double pivot, yeah? Once we bring in the next midfielder. So that means he can only play in the 10. And there's other men that are better than him in the 10 as well. It's Pete.
Tielemans can play the 10. He's done it for Villa. So you got Tielemans who can now play there. Bruno who can play there. Xerxes can play there. KONE can play there. On the left-hand side, you got KONE, you got Ahmad, you got Mbeumo. All play left. Right, you've got Ahmad, you've got Mbeumo, you've got Shea Lacey. Where are you playing? Where are you getting game time? You're getting minutes off. You're getting Carabao Cup minutes potentially.
Yeah, brother, you're not even lying, bro.
Number 7. You're the number 7. You just there? Like, do you not want to play? Or maybe he thinks he can break into the team. I don't know. You know, footballers have unbreakable confidence, some of them. So maybe it's that. Maybe he believes he can break into this team. But I don't think United spend all this money on these players and play you. That's just me, though. So,
no, 100%. And this comment about Lewis Hall, listen, I completely agree. If there's any player in this window that we overpay for slightly, it's Lewis Hall, because I believe he's one of the best left backs in the league. and because of his age and his profile, yeah, like you sign Lewis Hall, you've got him for 10 years. You know that. He's 21. Do you know what I mean?
10 plus years.
He's what Luke Shaw was supposed to be. Do you know what I'm saying? So if you sign him for, I say, what, 65 million or something like that, because I think that you could get him for about 65 million. I would pay 65 million for a Lewis Hall just because I know, that I've got him for 10 years. And also, Barada made it clear that those are the kind of signings that these men are willing to do if there's longevity in it. So we've saved enough money on the midfield that we can spend an extra 25 million on a left back if we need to. Do you know what I mean? Because they wouldn't have really wanted to spend more than, I reckon, about 40 M's.
And there's a lot of longevity with him as well. And also what he brings now. Because I think he's very, very good now. I think he's a very good fullback. I think defensively he's very good, which is rare with modern day fullbacks. And I think offensively, I keep saying this, I like the idea of the link up with him and KONE on that side. And I think we get a much better KONE with a Hall overlapping and him linking up. Because KONE been out there by himself. Let's be honest with Luke Shaw. There's no link up play. It's just KONE on that side. So you add in a Lewis Hall or someone who can link up with him, I think you get a better play. You get a much better player. And I think he adds to us defensively and some much needed athleticism and pace down that side as well. So go and sign Lewis Hall. To me, you go test it. You go make a bid and see what gets said.
What are you making of this Noosa guy? Me personally, I don't know enough about him before the World Cup for me to say that I would pay 50 million for him. So I'd have to say no, because I don't know enough, and that sounds steep.
Yeah, he looked right good in the World Cup because I've only watched him. But when I talk to my guys who watch him week in, week out, they say he's just decent. He's nothing spectacular. So yeah, and I'm with this. Shout out to my guy Blank. Yeah, Amarim, come get your guy Mount. I'm fully with that. But back to Noosa. From what I've watched in the World Cup, seems decent. Yeah. But that's it. That's all I can say about him in regards to I don't watch him week in, week out in his league. But how old is he? Let me check. Yeah. He's only 21. So yeah, I could see why Manchester United interested in him, but I'm always skeptical of World Cups, of signing players.
But this is what I'm saying. You know what it is with United now, yeah? The one thing I would say is I think our attack is so mad that we don't necessarily need to buy a winger for now, like, you know them ones. And what I mean by that is, but not necessarily just a youngster, but we can sign someone that we think is going to develop into a really good player that maybe he's not in his final form right now. Do you know what I'm saying? Because Iliman Ndiaye is, you say this is his final form, but obviously them guys put me onto Mbaye PSG, yeah, and he looks young, yeah, but he looks like in about 2 or 3 years he's going to be devastating, innit? And if United were to go and sign a quote-unquote project winger where, like, you bring him in, like, you expect him to contribute to the season, but you don't expect him to start week in, week out, and he's making cameos and you're going to blood him, no problem. Do you know what I mean? Because you would think that that's what Diamande was going to be, because Diamande surely wasn't going to be someone to come in and start week in, week out, because he ain't good enough.
No, he's for the future. It's obvious he's for the future. You can tell by his age and the way he plays tell you that he's one for the future. I like our attack as it is. I've been saying this. I'm in the minority that I like our front six. If you're telling me it's KONE Dorgu, Sesko Xerxes, and Bremo and Ahmad, that's our six. Throw in Shea Lacey if you want as well as a extra winger. But that's the six I'm going with. I like that going forward. For some reason, the club and fans have gone onto this as well. I'm adamant about bringing in more. I'm always for bringing in talent, but I look at our midfield. I look at our defense. I think they're more pressing areas. I look at we do need another midfielder. To me, our fullbacks ain't good enough, and I don't like Martinez and Maguire as a partnership. They're areas I'd be looking at rather than a left wing. Of course, if you can bring me in an Ndiaye, I ain't gonna say no. If you can somehow get some talent of that cut, but to me, our attack deserves the opportunity to go again. They did very well with Carrick for half a season. Let's see him now. Like, Sesko got 11 goals in 30 matches. So let's see how he does in 30 league games. Let's see how he does playing more and with a better midfield and better players around him and a better system. So I'm cool if we don't sign an attacker. I'm also get rid of Rashford. That's where I'm at with it. Like, move on Rashford and use that money elsewhere if we can go get a centre-back. Because currently our starting centre-backs are Martinez and Maguire. And I don't like that. Because I think that's what Carrick will line up with. I don't like it. That's just me, though.
I hear that for real, man. Do you know what I mean? Because when I look at our attack, it's like people are talking about the left wing like it's urgent, but brother, like to me, it's not urgent. Like when I look at when I look at our six, when I look at our six, if you want to include Rashford in it, you can. If you don't, you can swap Rashford for Dorgu, When I look at the six that we have, I'm not looking at that attack and saying, yo, that attack ain't enough. That's not enough players to win something. Because bro, we scored a bag of goals last season, and there are man like Josh and Ahmad that didn't really contribute to those goals. Do you know what I mean? That can step it up. Do you get what I mean? So when I'm looking at that, and then even Dorgu scored, quite a few goals in the short time that he played in attack. And I believe we're going to see a better version of him next season. I believe we're going to see a better version of KONE. I believe we'll see a better version of Brian. I think we're going to see a better version of Sesko. Like what we saw these man last year, I expect a better version of all of them as well, bro.
Agreed, because we're a better team. So I'm expecting them to step up. Because we're a better team, I'm expecting more from you. Yes. Not that you didn't do enough last season. It's like, all right, now it's time to step up. There's a reason you lot were brought in for big money, in particular the free. So I like it. You know what I'm saying? And like it's about a team. As much as you can go and sign an individual attacker to improve you, with a better team, you're gonna get the attackers are gonna get more of the ball in quality areas quicker.
Yeah, so because we're gonna have more control. When we have more control in the game, because we got better midfielders, our strikers are naturally gonna get more chances. I believe Bruno's gonna get more chances because when you've got Yuri from deep, he can drop the ball over to Bruno. Bruno can make them third man runs that he used to make when Pogba was there that he couldn't make after because we didn't have the passes to play those passes. So I think there's more goals to come from everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. And you would expect to, because considering they only played for half a season. People forget that. We was under that footballing terrorist Ruben Amorim for half a season. So half a season, that man managed to turn it around. And like you mentioned with Xerxes and Ahmad not contributing much, in particular Xerxes, because he didn't get game time. Now they're going to have more games. And I'm expecting Maino to contribute to that too, if we do what we're supposed to do in midfield. I mean, looking at him at getting more forward, Tillemans will also add to that. If we do sign a fullback, also the fullback to add to that as well. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
This is what I'm saying.
I like where it's going. I like where it's going. I do.
100%. Man said, are you the only team that's going to get better? We're not the only team that's going to get better. You would expect other teams to improve, but a lot of teams, they have far less pieces that they can improve than us. That's the difference between us. That's the difference between Man United and other teams, is that we came third last season, with loads of gaps in our squad that we can actually reinforce, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like when you look at other teams, when you look at Man City are not going to make wholesale changes. They signed Semenyo and they signed Mark Guehi in January. City are not going to go out and sign 5 players in the summer because they don't need 5 players. Do you get what I'm saying? They don't need 5. So if they keep Rodri, they've already replaced Bernardo Silva now. So they'll replace Savinho if he goes to Tottenham. Other than that, City ain't going to be going out spending bare money and buying bare players because they don't need bare.
Yeah. Do you believe the Buwadi links, or you think it's false?
No, I think that it could potentially be correct because they probably need one more in there. Do you know what I mean? Kovacic can't really stay fit. They probably are short one more midfielder, but you never know. Like, we don't know what's going to happen with Reinders. Are they going to keep him? Is he going to move on? We don't really know. We don't know what's going to happen with, what's his name, the Egyptian brother, Mamouche, because Mamouche wasn't getting game time. Does the manager want him, or do they want to cash in on Mamouche? But as far as Man City are, as far as what's going on with Man City, I think it will kind of be a one out, one in situation in terms of they'll be bringing in players if they're getting rid of players. Like when I look at Liverpool have a lot to do, but they've also got a brand new manager and a brand new style of football to implement and all these things. So Liverpool will get better, but they might have to go backwards to go forwards. There's no guarantee there's no guarantee they're going to start the season well, blood. It might take the manager 2 or 3 months to kind of settle. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's okay. That's normal with a new manager. So you look at them. Chelsea look like they're all over the place at the minute. Of course, Alonso, organization-wise, you would think that he's going to have them set up better than Rafinha. But at the same time, when Rafinha first came in, he was getting results. So we don't really know, innit? And then when you look at Arsenal... Sorry?
Go on. Nah, go on, fam. Go on. Yeah, go on.
And then when you look at Arsenal, there's not loads of positions that Arsenal can strengthening because they just bought Gyökeres, so he's not going nowhere. Kai Havertz is on bare money, he's not going nowhere. Saka Madueke ain't going nowhere. Trossard's left. Martinelli won't go nowhere, so they replace Trossard. They're bringing a left winger. When you look at their midfield, if they're bringing in Bruno G and Norgard leaves, that's the only midfielder they're going to bring in. There's not bare spaces they can bring in because they signed 8 players last summer. They're not going to sign another 8. So in order for them to improve massively, they're going to have to get rid of players they just bought or players that are on big wages that they can't get rid of, bro. So there's not even room to grow. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a fact.
And they have, like you said, they just won the league. They have less to do, whereas we are looking at more to do, like you said. Us and Liverpool and Chelsea, actually everyone, because even City with the new manager, everyone probably but Arsenal is probably looking at some bringing in players, etc. Hopefully they do sign Rashford, Chelsea. But again, for Rashford, the problem is the wages. But if we can get rid of him. But yeah, I'm not focused on other teams improving. Let us just improve. That's what we need to do. We just need to concentrate on this. What's that? United made the call for KONE.
For KONE, that's what Fabrizio's saying. But bruv, man, don't even know if Fabrizio's right, bro. If it's KONE, I might blow a gasket, bro.
Hey, if it's KONE, because he fits, he's exactly what is required to me to make the team better and make the midfielders more important, better. Because you can play him alongside Nano, like I said, alongside Tillemans, alongside Santos, and I think it works. And how old is he as well? Yeah, how old is he? How old is he?
He's like 24, 25, I think. KONE.
Yeah, man. So he's the right age. I've been saying this, man. Run me my French Africans, man. I've been saying this, man. We need some more kind of power in this side. Run me that, man. 100%. Some athletes, some powerhouses alongside all that technical ability in there. And I think KONE fits that 110%. And if we go and do that at the right price, I think the money we've saved in that midfield area, maybe we go and improve more areas further. But I expected the midfield rebuild to be more expensive than it was. The fact, let's say KONE is 40.
But you know what's mad, Flawless? So did they probably. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Which means the money that's left over now, man, get to flex a little bit. Now situations might open themselves up, that we never thought we'd be in, where potentially, like I said, we can overspend on Lewis Hall a little bit now because the money's there because we saved somewhere else, you know? And that's the beautiful situation. Like, ultimately, I always said that if Ineos did not get the volume of players that Michael Carrick needed, it would have been, they're not backing the manager. We still needed this. We still needed that. Now that they've saved money and they've done these things, now I'm going to say, no, they're doing it on the cheap. It don't matter how much you spend as long as you get the quality. And we've got 2 quality players that are worth more than we paid for them, both of them.
Yeah. And if you, let's say it's 40 M's for KONE, that's 125 million on the free.
It'll be like 45. It'll be like 45.
So let's say it's 45. So let's say it's 130. So let's say it's 130 on the free midfielders. That's probably 70, 80, 90 million cheaper than they expected. So let's say we had a budget of 250 and we've only spent 130. We now have more money to go elsewhere, which is a good thing. We signed quality in the midfield.
I reckon they would be expecting to spend at least 60 a pop on a midfielder.
I fully thought it would be that. If someone
at least 180.
I thought it would have been 180, maybe 200 M, something like that. Like, I would have thought it would have been under 150. So we gotta give United credit for that. Go get KONE, man. Go get KONE. I'm cool with that.
If we can do that, it'll be sensational. And all of the midfielders complement each other. Every 3 works. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's the beauty of it. So I don't know, man. Hopefully it is him because that's who I want still. That's my first choice. I think the age, the profile, everything is perfect. Do you know what I'm saying?
I get that. No, that makes perfect sense, fam. I get it. I'm fully with KONE. I'm with it.
You know what I mean? And as far as the 3 games a week or 4 competition stuff with Michael Carrick, bro, that's the whole point of having a squad, innit? I trust Michael Carrick to rotate the squad with the quality of players he'll have at his disposal. So all the people that are saying, but you haven't done it and this 1 game a week, listen, I believe the 1 game a week hindered us. It didn't help us. It didn't allow our players to get match rhythm. There were a lot of times where we started games very, very slowly because in my opinion, we had too much time off. So I think that it can only help us to keep the engine warm and have loads of players in rotation that are getting minutes.
He deserves the opportunity. This is what the thing is. He's done Carrick did exceptional with 1 game a week. So he deserves the chance at doing well with 2 games a week and 3 games in 10 days, etc., etc. I don't know why people are so adamant that Carrick can't do well with 2 games a week when there's no evidence to suggest against it or for it. Like big on my guy SBO too as well. Like, yeah, man, like people just want to complain, man. I've noticed that. People just want to
Yeah, but I think that's the internet though. I just think that complaints and negativity gets clicks. Do you know what I'm saying? If man click me up, yeah, being happy about signing Tielemans, it doesn't bang.
That's it.
It just doesn't bang.
That's it. That's it. Rather than you crashing on it and saying how it's a terrible signing and how can we sign him and did it there and all this type of stuff. Like, no, people are idiots, man. That's
Santos is definitely worth more than Man United paid for him, just based on the fact that Fernandes went for 85 million. Santos is worth more than 50 or 48 to be precise, just based on the market. Elliot Anderson went for 116. So using that logic, yeah, he's worth more than 48 million, bro. Because man can't tell me that Elliot Anderson is 60, nearly 70 million more than Santos. No one can say that. The eye test doesn't say that. The data doesn't say that.
No, you're right.
That's the reality. The data doesn't say that.
Yeah? When you start comparing him to 100 million pound midfielders and 85 million pound midfielders, you go, yeah, Fez, I'm cool with that.
But this is what I mean. And when you look at Yuri Tielemans, when you look at the experience, when you look at what he adds, there's no way he should be going for 35 million, bro. Like the fact that I don't even think that man could even get like a young player from that's just broken out of an academy that's had one season in the game. You can't get him for 35 million.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely not. No,
like it's crazy. Like a man that's just had their breakout season. Like think about it this way. This is Nico O'Reilly's first season, right?
Yes, I believe so.
It's his first full season. You can't get Nico
breakout season. Nah, you can't go for 50.
You can't get him for 35 million, Nico O'Reilly. You can't. Impossible. Do you know what I mean? You couldn't even get him for 50 million now, probably.
Yeah, it's his first breakout season this season. Yeah, you're right.
Look
at Tyler Diblin. He was the prime example. He had one breakout season and they were talking 70 AMs for him, yo.
You see?
for Tyler
and
Diblin.
This is what I'm trying to say, bro. Like, I always like to compare it to, like, you always have to look at the market and what the going rate is. Do you know what I'm saying? And for me, when I look at it, yeah, you can't get Nico O'Reilly for 50 million right now.
No, you couldn't get Nico O'Reilly. And I rate Nico O'Reilly. I'm a fan of him. He's a very good player as well.
You can't. Yeah, you're right. Do you know what I'm saying? And Nico O'Reilly has had his breakout season and he's an academy graduate. So he's not even a player that they've paid money for. So there's no... Thank you. So going and getting a Santos for 48 and going and getting a Tielemans for 35 with all the experience, no one can tell me that it's not amazing business.
Oh, yeah. It's brilliant business. Yeah. It's brilliant business. And you know what's crazy? He could be look at the report to this. He might be the cheapest midfielder we signed. Who would have thought that? Let's see if we get KONE for 45 million.
Yeah, bro, KONE is going to go for like 45 million pounds, I think.
Hey, if we get KONE alongside Tielemans for like a combined fee of like 80, 85 million, 8 props or 75 or whatever it is, 8 props to Manchester United.
Man said, you know what it is? You know the release clause, yeah? I believe, yeah, because remember, they signed him on a free from Leicester. So what probably happened was his agent, who is a genius, by the way, probably said to Yuri Tielemans, yeah, you know what? Aston Villa is a stepping stone. Like, we don't know. Because, bro, if I'm thinking, I don't remember correctly in it because, bro, I'll be real, yeah? All the years have kind of just merged into one in terms of football and that. What year did Leicester go down?
Yeah, the child know better than me. I can't even remember. Yeah.
What year did Leicester go down, guys? Was it during lockdown or was it after lockdown? Because I don't remember.
I'm gonna pull up Tielemans. What's it called right now? So Tielemans left Leicester 22-23. So he joined Villa 23-24 season.
Okay.
That's when he joined him.
And that's when so they went down. So he went down. So he went there on a free. Was it after they went down or before?
Leicester City got relegated.
He left the same year.
Okay.
So he left the year and then they went down that year. Okay. So he's left on a free. He's gone to Aston Villa. If 2022-23, they probably looked at Aston Villa and they probably said, you know what, we'll go Aston Villa. Aston Villa are a good team. Do you know what I'm saying? And he's saying that they got Champions League when he joined. So boom. Do you know what I'm saying? So there you go. So they won a Champions League team at the time. So he's probably gone to Aston Villa and he said, you know what? Aston Villa is a good team because if you do well here, you can get a move somewhere else.
Yeah, you can
do you get what I'm
elsewhere,
saying? It's a good shop window. So we'll put a release clause in there. So because they're not paying money for you, they might just allow you to have the clause, you know, like that.
Yeah, and they clearly they did, and we took advantage of that. So big up to whoever put that clause in his contract, man. The
That's
Tillemans
it.
for 35 million. Hey, big up to you, man.
That's it. His agent is a genius, bro, because he probably thought, you know what? Aston Villa might be a stepping stone, and Aston Villa exceeded his expectations and got European football. So then they're like, all right, cool, we're playing in Europe. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
When the Europa League, and when the Europa League with
See, look, he's saying they finished 8th in the first season. Well, there you go. So you see what I'm saying? So the agent just covered his player like what he's supposed to do.
The agent got the best deal for his client, which is the smart thing to do. Absolutely.
And now he gets to fulfill his dream of playing for one of the top Premier League sides, before he retires at 29 years old.
Props. And I think he'll do very well here as well, man. I like I say, the Tillemans signing it's looking good. We need to continue to do deals, but yeah, I'm loving all these reports about United looking for a defensive midfielder. Called KONE's agent, one of the names being considered, 7 players being considered, which means there's a list. Yeah, man, go get KONE.
I think United are just showing off at the moment now. You know them, man. I think all these briefings are United showing off because they're like, cool, we just got one done. Yeah, we're still working. I think they're just trying to let the fans know that
we always working.
Like we're gonna be busy this summer. Do you know what I mean? I feel like they're just flexing right now.
Yeah, like we gonna continue to work. When people are like, oh, why did United take so long on the Mateus Fernandes deal and deals, and they can't do 2 deals in at one time? And well, they're showing this. Oh, you have to pay the money, big money for these players. You have to shop in that market. No, you don't. And they're showing this. You don't have to pay big money for any players. You can choose to. It's your choice. If United wanted to pay the money for Mateus Fernandes or Tonali, United went against it and have gone this route. So like this says 86 million for Mateus. Now let me get KONE for 45. We've gone the other route, which is cool. I'm for this. Yeah. Don't overpay for players. Like I say, don't know. I think it's a silly way to do business. I really think it is. And we still got 6
bro, you only overpay for players if the player doesn't want to play for you. That's the reality. Because if a player wants to play for you, they will make sure that they put it to the club and they let them know. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? That they want to join that club.
Well, that's it. So like you say, oh, you have to. And I'm all for paying big money if I think the player's worth it. Even though Tchouameni was never available, if he was available, I would say, yes, United, go and pay the big money for him because I think he's of a certain quality. So for me, it's all about quality for money. You don't have to pay, you have to pay 89 or 100 M's for these players. That's the market. Go shop in a different market. There's not only one market in football, as we're finding out. Because our midfield rebuild is looking like
and also there's the market. There's the market that you create as well, bro. Because at the end of the day, like if you say you're not paying, and then other people see that you're not paying, and they say, "Well, cool, we're not paying either," then all of a sudden the value goes down anyway, bro. Tottenham are gonna pay whatever they need to pay because they understand they need to pay to play because they're less attractive. They don't have European football, and they've just finished back to back. Is it 15, I was going to say at the 17?
Top of that, no, 17th twice they finished. So yes, you got to overpay.
So they have to overpay. Yes. So they have to.
If Manchester United finished 17th back to back, I would be saying pay the big money for everybody. We are not in no position to negotiate. We just finished 17th twice. We flirted with relegation heavy. Like what we talking about here. Whereas Manchester United aren't in that business. So, like I say, man, just carry on in the same vein and keep it stepping and go sign a KONE, go get this midfielder, and then see where we land after that. Hopefully a left back, maybe a centre back, and just keep improving the team. That's where we're at with it. Give Carrick the tools to do a good job. That's where I'm at with it.
That's it. And this thing, everyone's critiquing our business where the clubs ain't doing any. But this is what I mean, bro. Like I said, it's like a homeless man critiquing my curtains, bro. It's like, brother, you're outside.
He telling you need to wash your curtains, man. Why you
know what I'm saying? You need to wash my curtains, bro. You need to wash your skin, blood. You're outside. You know them way there. And this is what it is. Man are talking about what we're doing. But the reality is most man ain't doing nothing. We're one of the only teams doing anything. Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm looking at third. We're looking at third. We've signed 2. Actually, if you want to add in Carl Darlow as the back goalkeeper, it's 3 players. And we're looking at 4.
But it's still moving.
That need to get dressed.
It's still moving with intent. Even signing that goalkeeper, it's still moving with intent. Do you know what I mean? It's not supposed to be an acquisition that we care about because no one really cares about the backup goalkeeper. But the fact that they haven't overlooked it,
Yeah, because they're
Do you know
like,
what
all
I'm
right, let's just
saying?
go sort this out quick because it's easy to do. And then that means that opens the door to selling a buy and there. We just got money for Greenwood. We're going to get money for Greenwood sell on clause. Got money for Hoyland sell on clause. Potentially move on Rashford. And naturally, you could get money for that. It's looking good. And we're addressing areas that needed to be done. Like, that's what it is. The midfield need to be addressed. We're addressing it. It seems fullback will get addressed. We're adding quality. So, yeah, I'm with it.
This is it. So I can't lie. It's just one of them ones. Yeah, Liverpool signed that winger, and they're probably going to sign João Gomez as well, which will be a decent signing for them. But they've got a lot of work to do as well, man. Just like Spurs do. I think Spurs and Liverpool both have a lot to do. I think we have a lot to do, but it's built on solid foundations. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas them man there, like, both finished beneath us, and the foundations are very, very shaky. And we have the benefit of having had Michael Carrick for as long as we did last season. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I just think that we're in a good situation. And for the most part, I think that whether guys like the names that we're getting or not, it doesn't make a lot of sense to not be positive, because it's very clear that we do have a plan. Whether people like the plan or not is something else, but there's definitely a plan.
I don't know how you can be upset about it. You may have your preferences for midfielders, which is cool, but then you got to understand, is it working? Can you understand what Manchester United are trying to do? If you can understand what they're trying to do, it's a good plan. It might not be your way to go about it, cool, but you got to be able to understand what's going on. Like, and if you can understand it and see, hey, you know what? I see how they're lining up. I see how this player improves the team, and this player plays alongside of this player, etc. I don't get the issue. And it's not big money. It's not big expectations. It's not big wages. Keep it moving, because there was no value in the market. I kept getting told. All summer long, all I've been told is there's no value in the market. No value in the market. All right, man. But clearly there is value in the market, because we just got Tielemans for 35 million. Who's better than all these midfielders who have just gone. All right, man.
Okay. Facts. And this as well, yeah. About the Michael Carrick, bro. Michael Carrick is arguably the best person to construct, or should I say reconstruct, a midfield, bro. One of the most intelligent midfielders of his era, especially in the British game. So asking him to help reconstruct a midfield, he's the perfect man for the job, bro. Like, I fully trust his eye for players when it comes to the midfield. I fully trust it, bro.
And it's different, like he says here in the comment, Jackal, different midfield combos. And that's what I'm saying, different. That's what it is. Like, it's different because we're going to need it. What you need at home to Hull is different for what you need from Barcelona away. So make sure we have both. And everything in between that, people, different from Arsenal away to what you need from Crystal Palace at home. So let's have the mix of these to a lower league side in one of the domestic cups. And we're doing that. Like, again, have back Carrick, give him the tools to succeed. So if he fails, we can't look at the squad and go, hey, you didn't back him, the squad's not good enough. No.
Carrick, and the mad thing is, yeah, if for argument's sake, and I don't believe this is going to happen, I believe it's going to be the opposite, but for argument's sake, yeah, if Michael Carrick can't get it right with these players, you're now looking at the squad and saying, yo, the next manager gets to inherit Yuri Tielemans, do you know what I mean? Santos, we hope KONE, do you know what I'm saying? Maino, like all these guys, do you know what I mean? Lenny Euro, Aiden Heaven, Mazraoui, do you know what I'm saying? All these players, bruv, if man get Lewis Hall, bro, like, this is why I said, bro, build the squad. And once you build the squad, then you can genuinely say, yo, the manager's got no excuses.
Yeah. And that's what I don't want for Carrick, even though I think he'll do well. How well, I don't know, but I think he'll do well because I look at what he did last season. Now you have you have a better platform to succeed. So go and do it. And I'm expecting better football and more goals scored and less goals conceded and knockout stages of the Champions League and one of the domestic cups, target them both, no lower than third, etc., etc. That's what I'm looking at. That's exactly what I'm looking at.
That's it. But no, listen, hey, people, the semi-finals coming up now, Spain, France. What's your prediction, your score prediction for that? I know you think that France are going to win. What's your score prediction?
Yeah, France
before,
2-0.
we go to the watch-along, people?
Yeah, France 2-0. I think France have got too much. I think they can match him technically, and I think the physical capabilities they have, and they've been the best team in the tournament. They're a problem, man. They're a problem. I look at Elise, Mbappe, Dembele, Doué, Even throw Barcola in there, Cherky
And bro,
Mattel.
Barcola's starting today in the biggest game of the tournament because Due is a liability, and that's what I've been telling you guys.
It makes sense why he's going to be the one to spin him behind that back line. I see why he's playing him. I get it, 100%.
So,
I fully get it.
So now it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I think France win. But I am interested to see what the first 20 minutes looks like in terms of how Spain approach the game. If Spain just approach the game playing the way that they always play and they don't really make any adjustments, then I think that high line, I think France could have an absolute field day if they get it right, bro. I think that at least they could get a couple of assists today, bro. If Spain's passing in extra crispy, you know what? Because you see this French team, I'll be real. Like, if the passing from Spain is not extra crispy, and when I mean, like, make sure the weight is perfect, and sometimes you might even have to put a little bit more on the pass, because if you underhit that and one of them Frenchmen step in and intercept it in transition, you are going to get fried.
Barbecue chicken alert,
brother.
Alert. Word to Shaquille O'Neal, and that's
what I'm saying. Like, I'll be real. Like, in transition, you're a sitting duck against this French team with Mbappe running on the shoulder and with Barcola on the shoulder instead of Due, which gives you the idea that Deschamps definitely is looking for that running behind.
Oh yeah, he knows. And then you just got Dembele and Elise doing their business. Yeah. I think it's a wrap.
And that's it. I think this is a perfect way of explaining it. Spain probably need to be at their best. France don't. France just need a moment. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if Spain beat France today, then bruv, they're incredible, because when
Spain beat France, yeah.
Because when I weigh up like what each team has, I believe there's many different ways France can win, and I can only see one way that Spain win. Do you know what I'm saying? So if Spain can still manage to impose their personality, their football on the game and win, then you have to just accept. Do you know what I'm saying? That them and the way they play football's cracked, bruv. Cheat code.
Yeah, it's a cheat, 100%, man. France have been the best team to watch in the tournament, and they're the favorites for a reason, and they've just been on it. Like they're too good, man. Long day for Spain. A long day for Spain.
Potentially. Big up everyone inside. Make sure you smash the likes, please. 600 likes target. We're like on 400 now. So if you can run those up, and then we're just gonna redirect to the watch along. What are you up to for the rest of the evening?
Yo, blessings for having me, fam. Appreciate it. Appreciate you every single time. It's been a minute, so it's good to catch up. Big up the chat as well. So obviously watch along for this game, and then afterwards, 11:30 p.m. UK time, there'll be a recap. So I'll be doing a sports Q&A with all the delinquents that are on my channel, people. So we'll be running that. Yeah, that's what we'll be running. So yeah, Q&A, France, Spain recap. Obviously looking ahead to the England-Argentina game as well, and more transfer news talk as well, people. So big up everyone supporting as always, man.
That's it. So yeah, big up everyone inside. Run up the lights, people. Appreciate you, and I'll see you guys in